Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Semi-Crafty vlog. As usual, check the timestamps down below if you'd like to skip ahead to anything specific, otherwise we're gonna get started. Okay, so this week is actually the week of my brother's birthday, and I've had something planned for it for a little while now. It's in regards to my little video game paintings. Me and my brother, we used to, we grew up very close and we played a lot of video games together. In fact, many of those games are games we played, whether or not it was like, just hanging out with each other or multiplayer type of thing. There's one video game that we played, he played it more than I did, but like, I'm gonna be doing a painting based on that. I don't know if any of you guys might, gamers out there might recognize it, I don't know, but I'm gonna do actually like a double painting. So it's gonna be two canvases that were like, that relate to the game, but they're gonna each have like something different on them, but they're both from the same game, because I thought that'd be kind of fun. Because it was a game that we did play multiplayer at one point, despite that it was very weird, because it was like, you had to have two PlayStations and it was a whole mess. So anyway, I know last week we worked on an old college project, but I want to do that this week. The problem is I never got around to actually getting the supplies that I realized I needed, so that's gonna be delayed probably another week. Hopefully I can actually get to the store. I just forgot. Played it simple, so I apologize for that. The other thing is, I got like so focused on trying to actually find all the old projects I did from that class, because they're actually really cool. And like, I would love to actually revisit a lot of the things that we did. Like, we did like font artwork, we did the cool abstract thing I talked about. Like, I want to find all that. I have no idea where those projects have gone. I know I kept them. I wouldn't have gotten rid of them because it was like, it's artwork, but I don't know where we put them. Like, it's a mystery. So I want to try to find those, so that's like a pending thing, but I would love to show you guys what I did, because it was really cool. I was really proud of like all the stuff I made in that class, and it was like, I'd like to like kind of show it, and also maybe revisit some of it. So that's on hold, but I mean, we'll figure it out. I have not touched the coat. I know I have to unravel it and probably start on it too, but we'll see. So this is cool. So obviously I was a fan of Unus, I've talked about it, but I actually got my Camp Unus water jug in the mail finally, so that's exciting. They're slowly getting merchandise out, which is like, yes, this is really cool. I also got one of the shirts I ordered. The graphic, I will say, is a little bit crooked, but it's not so bad that I'm like, I don't know if I should mention it to them maybe, but like, it's not like I'm gonna need a refund or anything like that, or a new one. It's like, it's fine, I'll just let them know maybe. And the holographic posters finally got shipped too, so that was really cool. I don't know where to put mine. I'm gonna have to make a room for it, probably next to all the other gamer posters I have in my room. Still waiting on, I think, 3 more items, but I don't know. I can't remember what happened that last day. It was a blur. Also, the Camp Unus arc, it has a special place in my heart because my favorite episode was actually in that arc. And it's funny because like a lot of the earlier episodes were more my favorites, because obviously with like the whole quarantine thing, the episodes got a little weird because they were at the computer constantly, and then they were like, we gotta do something, and then they finally got back together after getting tested and everything. But like, I think at some point like the ball they had rolling just kind of like lost its momentum, but they got it back, of course, but and that's not even their fault, it's just how things had to go. But a lot of my favorite episodes were early on in like the first couple months, and there were still some good ones, obviously, like a lot of them were good, but like I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely my favorite episode, it's probably gonna stay my favorite episode throughout, to the end. But then when they went to do the Camp Unus thing, and the episode that ended up being my favorite was Mark's outdoor escape room, where he and Ethan, they're camping obviously, but he basically like he sets up like a game for Ethan to have to like, I don't know, figure out. It's based off of silly clues, and he's like in the woods with a walkie-talkie, all creepy. So funny. I loved that episode so much, and so like the Camp Unus is like one of my favorite arcs because of that episode. And then the episode that followed it too, which was great as well. If any of you out there know what He Who is, of course, I probably shouldn't be talking about all this because it's confidential now. My other two favorites were One Man, 100 Accents, where Ethan just tries to do accents and it's really silly, and it ends with like a hilarious Eminem song thing. It's so funny. And then the other one was, and this is no offense to Ethan, just this is what it was, my other favorite was Ethan gets kicked in the balls, and it's just funny because the editing in that episode was so hilarious. I just loved it. Just the way they made it like funnier than it was. It's not even about Ethan getting injured, like hopefully he was okay, but Like, it's just the whole episode in general was so funny. And obviously that kick was not planned, so that's just what they ended up naming it, but I just don't know how much I've talked about Unus Annus before or after it was gone. But you know, good memories, obviously. It's actually funny because I was trying to remember something that Mark had said to Ethan in one of the episodes, and I can't remember it. I'm like, I can't go look it up because it's gone, and looking it up would be wrong. So, you know, so I'm like, well, I guess it's just gonna be like something I'll have to sit there and go, what was the thing they said? But oh well. Alright, so today I'm gonna figure out what else I want to do aside from the painting, but the painting's gonna be the biggest focus because that was something I had planned for a little while. It should be simple because it was an old game, so it was like really pixely and stuff like that, so not like super pixely, but it wasn't like the most, like, it was PlayStation 1, so I mean, there you go. But it should be cute and fun and very colorful. Well, 2 specific colors, but they're bright. Yeah, otherwise I've been occupying my time right now with so the Game Grumps are playing Danganronpa. I think I've mentioned that. And it's so funny because like Danganronpa is a game that a friend of mine who I've gone to conventions with, he and his girlfriend love Danganronpa. Like, they're always cosplaying characters from it. It's funny. And I was like, I had that like attitude of like, you know, oh, it's a thing I don't know. So it's like, oh, what is Danganronpa or whatever. And like, I kind of got the gist of what it was. I don't know. It's like, no, I don't even think I knew. All I knew is that the characters were very anime-like, but it was a video game. And then the Game Grumps started to play it last year, and I was like, well, I know that my friend loves this game, and obviously I love the Game Grumps. And when they did Phoenix Wright, it was hilarious, and I think it's a kind of similar game to that, like it plays very similarly. So I was like, well, of course I'm gonna watch it, because it's, you know, it's something I'm more familiar with. And like, it's so funny how I am now just like so invested in this game and knowing like what's gonna happen next, you know, like every episode that airs each day I'm like, oh, you know, it's so funny. So I've actually been spending the past couple days rewatching because they're in like the 5th or 6th, I think it's the 5th chapter right now. And stuff is like so bizarre because they're unraveling a mystery. And so I went through to watch like because now that I've seen like most, you know, a good chunk of it, I went back to rewatch it and be like, what did I miss, you know, kind of thing, because I'm trying to solve things myself. I've got my theories and all that because I don't know anything about it, so that's what's like really interesting. It's very it's unfortunate that so many characters, you know, just because it's based off of like a kind of like a murder elimination game type of thing, which is really horrible, but it's almost like not like watching Survivor, but like it's that kind of like elimination of like, oh no, the person I liked is gone, but it's like, yeah, but at least with Survivor they're still alive, you know. In this game it's like, oh, the character I like died, cool, you know. And like, it's just like, especially when like the first character you get attached to ends up being like the first killer, and you're just like, great, awesome, you know, like this. Actually, I think that happened twice in a row. The 2 characters I was like, oh, I like these guys, and then they ended up, I'm just like, really? Oh god. And then the 3rd character I liked ends up getting killed just because he just, yeah, I was like, oh my god. And I'm like, at this point I like most of the characters. There are some that I'm just like, no, but most of them are cool, but I'm just like, I don't want anyone else to die, you know, like kind of like, but so that's been something I've been focusing on. Alright, I'm gonna finish eating and then I'm going to jump into random different art stuff. Oh, wait, actually. Okay, so, a friend of mine, informed me that they were downsizing their craft space, and they asked if I wanted any canvases. I, of course, was like, sure, yeah, I would love canvases. So, we now have all of this. Where's the other one? Oh, it's right here. And one large one. So I think, what size is this? I'm not even sure what size this is. I think it's a 16 by 20 maybe? I don't know. And then these are all maybe 11 by 14s? Not sure. I could just get my ruler, but. So yeah, we have 6 11 by 14 canvases and then one 16 by 20. So I don't know what I'm gonna use those for, but it's funny because I actually found some artwork I did once that was just doodles. It was scribbles because I was in a work thing and I had to like kind of stay focused, but like I was getting really fidgety because we had to sit in the thing for like hours on end. I was getting really fidgety, and also I zone out really easy when I'm supposed to be focusing. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm bored. It's like my brain just is like, it thinks of a thing and it goes, oh yeah, that one thing I thought of, and then just it's gone. So, and then I'm like, wait, hold on, I just missed a bunch of stuff. So I started doodling in like a notebook, and I started doodling like these really cool like designs, and I actually remember being more focused while I was doing that. And that's actually something I learned in school, is that if I'm drawing like that, even just doodling, my brain's actually like focusing. Is really weird. So I just did a bunch of like just ink with like pen, you know, on a lined paper. If I can actually find them later on, I'll grab them and show you guys. But like, I was like, man, that would be a cool thing to kind of like to paint, you know? And now that I have canvases, who knows, maybe I will. But I'm trying to plan something really cool for this one, but we'll see. I'm not sure. One of the things I wanted to try to do is, okay, you guys remember the picture of my character that I updated, but I didn't film it here, but it's the demonic character who I drew all last October. So the first initial picture I did of him, that was actually based off of a concept I wanted of him in like a stained glass kind of art thing. And I think that would be really cool on a canvas to take that picture, make it look like stained glass instead of like a drawing, and paint it on a canvas. But maybe a larger canvas than that one, I'm not sure. And not so like out in the, you know, just like a empty wherever he was, but more like with like decorative, like as if it were in like a demonic church or something like that, like a cool, you know, something you'd see like there. So it would probably be more like decorative, but like I think that'd be really cool, because also drawing like as if it was stained glass might be kind of a fun concept too. So I was gonna visit that this week, but I just didn't have the energy to. So yeah, we have canvases. I will figure out what to do with them. Maybe not right now, but they're there. Okay, so I went and actually grabbed the little doodles that I was talking about. So stuff like this. Just funky little like shapes. Like you've got like, I inked in like some cool shapes up here, and then there's just dots and circles and lines and just whatever, just to occupy my brain at the time, you know? And like, I feel like something like this would be fun to paint, you know, like just really cool. This one, I like this one a lot. This was on like probably sketch paper, but like, I think it was actually supposed to be like this, but whatever, it's abstract, funky, whatever. It's kind of cool. You know? Just like, just whatever comes to mind. The other two aren't as cool, because I would think I was just kind of like losing my focus or whatever, just, you know, weird little inky things. This one's, I don't know what I was doing with this one. This one was much more repetitive though with the design. But it's funny because I feel like with this one I can almost vividly remember what I was hearing at the time of the thing, so, you know, cool stuff like that. Who knows? Might be fun. So, a few weeks back, I mentioned a thing that I was working on that I think I submitted for like a kind of a contest. I can't really obviously give any details yet, but I actually got, my design got picked, so that was really cool. And I think a bunch of others did too, but I don't know how many people submitted, but it's gonna be in like a little art museum, so they're probably gonna be doing it via like the internet, like a Zoom meeting, or not Zoom, but like you can see the exhibit like online. So whenever that gets posted, probably sometime in February, I will link you guys to it, and I will also, once the exhibit goes live, I will be, for that vlog that week, I will be showing you guys what I made and the process of it. I can't now because I don't want to show it off before it's seen, but like it's really cool because it's the design's getting printed on fabric, and it's going to be displayed in a little like museum that does like, it's a museum that does like textile stuff, which is really cool, so that'll be a lot of fun. And I've been to the museum too, and it was really neat because they had like a quilt exhibit. It was so cool. So that'll be something to look forward to, so I'll let you guys know when that's available. So for the video game painting today, the video game in question that me and my brother used to love as kids was one of the games, but it was one that I remember very fondly that he played a lot and I ended up liking, was, I think it was Command & Conquer Red Alert? I don't know if it was Red Alert 1 or 2. I think it was 1, but like some screenshots from the game would be like something like this. So it was like one of those like top-down strategy games where you command an army and like you have to go destroy the enemy units and all stuff. Like here's another picture kind of thing. So he played this game a lot and he was really good at it. And then I started playing it because I was like, you know, it was kind of fun. It wasn't really my type of game, but I was like, let me give it a try. And we found out that you could actually play it multiplayer because the game came with 2 discs. I don't really remember why, but the way you had to play it multiplayer back in the day, this was in like the 90s or early 2000s, probably the 90s, you had to connect 2 PlayStations with a special cord and use 2 different televisions and 2 different discs of the game, and then you could play it multiplayer like a local thing. So we started to do that, and sometimes we'd play co-op and we would team up against like computers. Other times we would play against each other. And when we played against each other, we had like a whole set of rules. Like we were like super like you know, we don't want to be like, because like that's the thing. If we had not put down rules, he would have destroyed me like immediately. So we put down rules like don't destroy this, no attacking until we say go, because we want to like, because I was like, let's like build up our base and get our army ready and everything, and then we'll fight each other kind of thing. And of course, I'm pretty sure we didn't play it, like, we didn't do that a lot in particular because it was such an ordeal. But like, I'm pretty sure the few times that we did do that, I'm pretty sure I lost, or we played for so long that we finally had to stop playing. But it was a lot of fun. I always played green, he always played red. So for what I'm going to do is, because it's a game that we played like together or whatever, I'm gonna take one canvas and I'm going to paint on it one of these guys. That's the mammoth tank from the game, but I'm gonna paint it green because it's gonna be this color green. This wasn't as good of a screenshot, this is kind of blurry, but that's like what the green looks like if you play green. So I'm gonna paint a green tank on one of them, and then on the other one, I'm going to paint one of these buildings up here. Because my brother, that was the thing, is he was really good at building bases and he was good at defense. And I remember in the one big game that we played that I remember vividly, he had built like so many power plants. That was a power plant. I don't know if I said that. He built so many of those, and he had just like so many. He actually ended up building, because we each picked like a corner of the map. He ended up sneaking 2 more bases out and like built them. And I'm just like, when did you do this? Like, I'm over here building tanks and you're off making more bases, and you know. So that I was like, okay, so he was good at doing stuff like that. He had so many power plants. So I'm gonna paint on one of the other one, I'm gonna do a power plant. So it's gonna be like, that's like his little base, and then I got like my little tank. So it'd be like me and my brother's little paintings, and like kind of like a fun little memory of playing that game. Yeah, the canvas will have like green background for like the grass or whatever, maybe some rocks. And one's gonna have a green tank, the other one will have a red power plant. So I think that'd be kind of cool. The other thing that was funny about the whole playing Red Alert together, I forgot to mention, was because you had to do it on 2 different PlayStations, you also had to do it on 2 different TVs. So what we did was, my brother had one of those really small, kind of like a maybe a 12-inch TV or something like that. And this is back when TVs were like a big boxy thing. So he could actually, his TV was pretty mobile. So what he did was he brought it into my room, since I had the larger room. So we had more space in there. He brought it in there and he propped the TV up where I couldn't see it and he couldn't see mine. And we actually hung a blanket in between us so we couldn't screen look. So it was like we were doing like a little like hilarious like local area network type of, but not, you know, kind of thing. So that's how we would play it, is you know, we would have 2 TVs in the same room, and then that was it. And I think at one point we also had a friend over, and she was like on the computer or something, I don't remember, but she was doing some. That's, you know, that was like our old school like fun like multiplayer kind of, that was that one game. I don't think we had any other games that we did that with until like modern gaming type of stuff. But yeah, that was how we set that up. It was really funny. Alright, so this took a bit, and it was kind of difficult, and I'm not entirely sure about how I feel about it turning out, but here are our 2 canvases. Here's the little tank, and here's the little, power plant. I tried to make them as detailed as I could from, like, the game, but the proportions on this are probably not correct. And probably also for the tank, but they're cute. And I'm gonna put them, like, away from each other to symbolize, like, other sides of the map or whatever, but, like, yeah, at least from a distance they look like you could, if you knew Red Alert, you'd know, oh, those are little things from Red Alert, but, like, up close, I don't know. Because I was trying to imitate the tank with its body is pointed one way and then its turret is pointed to the side. Because I have, like, a diagram of the tank from all angles, but, like, none of them with their turrets turned, so. And then power plant just kind of got a little wonky. Like, obviously this side is a little wet. This side's a little bit fatter than that side, and I don't really know why that happened. And then trying to do, like, the little knob thingies at the top was kind of difficult to try to imitate, like, basically, like, red on top of red, but to, like, point it out as its own object. But I think that they're fun. Definitely, if you played this game, you would probably know what these were. And I tried to imitate, like, the road stuff that's, like, all scuffed up and everything that, like, randomly appears. So it's weird because the pictures that I use as a reference had road as if they'd put it down intentionally, but I don't ever remember you actually being able to do that in the game. I think roads just appeared randomly, so I don't know. But in front of your buildings, you'll have, like, a little patch, and it's, like, the same, like, texture, like, the weird, like, lines in the dirt and grass, same. Unless you're in, like, the snow level, I think they're slightly different. Alright, so because I have a lot of stuff to edit, I'm gonna probably end the vlog with that, because I didn't expect this to take so long. I also did not expect to fall asleep after I painted the green backdrop, and then I just completely just was out. I don't know, I've been, like, really sleepy lately, but whatever, I don't know. Body's weird. So, also probably gonna finish up because I just posted the most recent snack crate that I had footage for, which was the Japan snack crate, but, like, that was filmed back in, like, early December, so that took a bit of, but I have one more snack left in my current snack crate, and then I'll be posting that when I get to it. But this one actually lasted me a while because I think I got it shortly before the end of the year, and I still have it, and it's, like, the today, it's, like, the 23rd at, like, 4 in the morning. So that lasted me a while, so that's pretty cool. So I'm definitely going to be doing it like that from now on instead of all at once. Way better. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that last snack crate, because I really did. It was a great snack crate, and the footage was hilarious because of the sour, that gum. Oh my gosh, it was so sour. It was hilarious. Really cool. Yeah, and I'm still working on, like, computer stuff with, like, filming and everything, but there is still stuff coming, and I'm going to be trying to do that as much as I can, because I don't know, like, just with the way stuff's going with the world and, like, just with, like, the, you know, the situation we're all in, just trying to figure out, like, what's the best step to take as far as, like, us not really knowing when this whole situation's gonna be over with. So trying to make decisions based on that, and it's just like, I'm just gonna keep going with YouTube stuff because I can't do anything else right now, so there you go. And hopefully that's provided entertainment for you guys, because I know that a lot of us are like, what do I do right now? So, and obviously I appreciate all you guys for all your views and everything, and for watching my channel and sticking with me through all the weird stuff. Alright, so I guess that next time we will unravel the coat, as much as I hate to do that, and then maybe get started on it, like redoing it. But like I said, you guys will get to see the process this time. And when I get around to it, I will hopefully find my college projects that I want to show you guys, and also work on the next project I wanted to do that was like the, you know, from college themed stuff. It's funny how originally I was like, January is going to be the month of, like, new things that I've never tried before, and it ended up being like, let's go back to stuff I did in college, you know, like 5 years ago at least, you know, kind of thing. I don't think my projects are in here. Well, if they're in this closet, I'm going to cry. Alright guys, thank you all for watching. Make sure to check the links at the end of the video and all the stuff in the description below. Hoping you guys stay safe and healthy out there. I will see you guys next time, and until then, stay whimsical. I want to say that this is the sour one. I don't know why. Hope I'm right. I'm gonna taste sour. I think I got it. I think I found the sour one.